Okay, we'll now go ahead and reconvene into open session at 5:04. And the action in closed session, during closed session, the board took an action on personnel matters. Specifically, the board approved without cause three employees, number 2515, number 2570, and number 2533 by the vote of 5-0. Okay. We'll now move on to C, stipulated expulsion for student 25-26-A. So we will now move to get a vote. Can I get a vote on this?
I'll make a
motion?
motion that we approve the stipulated expulsion agreement.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Abstain? Pass with 5 yes votes. We now have students from Oakdale Heights doing the Pledge of Allegiance and a school presentation.
Come on up, guys.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So I'm going to have all of you come up for a second and go ahead and introduce yourself. You guys are all shy tonight.
My name is Ezra Sage, and I'm not even in Oakdale. I'm in Palermo. That's cool. But I was at Oakdale.
Thank you.
My name is Uriah Sage. I'm in Oakdale and I love Oakdale.
That's right. What?
My name is Kieran Mulligan and I'm in Oakdale. I'm a fifth grader.
My name is Prim Prim Chow and I'm also in Oakdale and I love it.
Oh,
My name is Olivia Jovich and I go to Oakdale Heights.
good
Who's your
job.
teacher,
Mr. Hannah.
Mr. Hannah. Thank you so much. I have certificates for all of you, so if you could all come up, that would be great.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Great job.
Uriah, say, come on up. Okay.
Great job. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Hannah.
Good job. Thank you.
And note.
We will now move on into the comment session. Comments and announcements by board members. We'll start with Sandra Barnes.
Turn on your mic too.
I just don't know what I did. That's right, I did. I just don't remember. Oh,
And you went to the
Derek
band?
and I went to the
The
wellness
wellness committee?
committee. we had a lot to talk about. Made some very good findings and some revelations and some more questions. And so we're excited about what we might have changes for,
Yes.
not to, let too much out. No spoiler alerts. But yeah, that's about it. Been a good week. Nice weather.
We'll go with Beth.
See if I can get it turned on. Thank you. I was able to attend the Ophir Fall Festival, and I wanted to thank that site. Did a wonderful job. I took 2 of my grandchildren, and they had a great time and got to see everybody. A lot of fun, a lot of hard work. I could tell went into that. I was able to visit Wyandotte and STO, and once again, always impressed with the classrooms and the students, the staff, the grounds. Everything looks great. I attended the Veterans Day Assembly at Wyandotte. I have to say it was one of the best assemblies I've ever attended, and I've taught for 33 years. So I've been happy, definitely up towards one of the top. They did a really nice job, and the students were so respectful, and it was great to see the families there. Quite a big attendance. Please remember to let us know. I know I get some invitations and we can't attend everything, but really, I do, and I know the rest do, we try to put them on the calendar and get to what we can. So please be sure to do that. I wasn't sure if any, the classrooms, especially the TK ones, had heard of the Dolly Parton's Imagination Library has come to Butte County and through BCOE. And so I already signed up one of my youngest grandkids for that. So hopefully you can do that. And I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. Thanks.
Daryl.
Yeah, so I got a chance to attend the wellness committee last week, and I do want to thank Sherry Carrillo. I think she did a great job putting this together. I got to go over our wellness policy, which I was pretty happy about. There were some really neat things that I'm proud of our district for, especially in regards to our nutrition and how we're feeding the kids, which is good. There's a couple areas I saw that I definitely want to do some improvement. We talked a little bit about the power of hydration for one, and definitely exercise. And you guys know me well enough that I'm on a mission to get, exercise and physical fitness. I just got a good article today before I got here that a friend sent me about the importance of that and how it lays the foundation for mental health for a child their whole life, and of course, if we're going to talk about education, we need that strong foundation in physical fitness, which leads to mental health, and then that moves into education. But again, I was happy to attend. Sherry's doing a great job, and I'd love to see you guys there. I mean, it's something, we have a few committees, and if there was one thing I kind of griped about when I walked in the room, there ended up being, I think, 5 or 6 of us. So check it out, you guys. It's good. And health is super important, and it'll help, your admin and the teachers. I promise healthy kids will make your life easier. I guarantee that. But thank you. Thank you.
Bill?
I have none at this time.
I also went to SDO. Always great to speak to Holly. Thank you so much, Holly, for all that you do. Very impressed with the teachers, very knowledgeable. Everything was very well done. Thank you so much. I also had the pleasure of, with Spencer, we met with the CSBA, which is the California School Board Association's president, Betty Lusk, and also our regional representative, which is Renee Nash. They visited a couple of our schools, and they were very impressed with what is going on in our schools and what we're doing. And so I just want to thank Spencer and Christy for all the work that they did putting together an agenda and what we can do. So we did have an excellent visit. And so I just want to thank all our school teachers and principals for all the hard work that you guys are doing. You guys don't get enough credit. And so just know that your work is not in vain. We do see the hard work that goes in to teaching our children in our community. So we just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. I thank you so much, and from my family's heart. And also, I just want to thank everyone and wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving and safe Thanksgiving, and enjoy your families. Now is a time of reflection, and we've gone into a season where we have a lot of mental health issues. We have suicidal issues. So take care of yourselves and take care of your families. And God bless you. And thank you so much for all that you do. So we're now going to have comments and announcements by administration. Dr. Spencer Holtum.
Thank you very much. I too was able to attend the Fall Festival at both Ophir and the studios, and they were both great events. I did participate in the silent auction at Ophir, and somehow I always walk away with a lighter wallet. So thank you, Ophir. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. We deserve the time off. We need the time off. So, and enjoy your time off. Christy let me know today that I am working Monday and Tuesday. So thank you, Christy. But on those days, Monday and Tuesday of next week at Wyandotte Academy, we are doing attendance recovery days. That is for everyone in the district, regardless. You can attend and make up current days or future days that you may miss. And they're truly that attendance recovery days. It's from 8:30 to 12:30. And if you attend the whole session, you'll be able to make up one complete absence. And that not only helps our attendance, but it also gives a good, safe place for kids. If parents have to work on Monday and Tuesday, we'll be feeding those students both breakfast and lunch on those dates. And we'll also be providing meals at Wyandotte that week as well. I don't have any of those details, but we will be posting additional meals that can be picked up next week on through Parent Square. I also had the great opportunity to go to the California Assessment Collaboration last week with a couple of our teachers, Jen McGowan and Roxanne Garcia, and one of our principals, Jessica North, where we learned a great deal about assessment, the state assessment, and how we can improve assessments in our district as we move forward to continue to improve our academics, especially in our target areas of reading and math, and back a lot of good information that we'll be sharing with our staff throughout the year. And like to thank CSBA, Betty Lusk and Renee Nash for coming and visiting us. They had a lot of great things to say about our district, and I too am very grateful this time of year for all of our staff, our board, and all those who are part of this community. So thank you.
Thank you. Andrew?
Good evening. Happy Thanksgiving. Couple things. Last Friday, I met with our new liability and workers' comp provider, SIA. They're a bit, in my opinion, above our other providers as far as the levels and types of services they provide. They're having us get into some new cyber practices and things that are going to really push us forward to a safe and better, more safe cybersecurity situation. And they also had a lot of other tools and things for employee safety that I'm excited to implement over the next probably year and a half. But I was excited about that, and I just wanted to let you know because we just have brought them on, but it's been really positive. They did our training platform, Public School Works, which you've all used. They helped us implement that in 3 days, and it was fantastic compared to our prior providers' tools. Other thing, right now the auditors are here in the district. They're here through Friday, and I just wanted to take a second to thank the business office, human resources, and all the office managers and clerks for doing a full year of all this data collection and reporting and things that the auditors are going to pick through with a fine tooth comb to try to find mistakes. It can be a bit thankless, but our teams do a wonderful job, and I just wanted to thank them.
Thank you. Okay, I usually say Principal Zhang, but you're not the principal no more. So Vince Zhang, and I just want to thank you and appreciate the fact that you accepted the interim position. So welcome your place in the seat. So you are up.
Thank you. And so I want to start by formally thanking our board because I didn't take that opportunity last time, 22 days ago. So it's been 22 days. I want to thank you for your confidence. I do want to thank our district leadership, our superintendent, and our CFO, CBO? Assistant Superintendent. I'm so sorry. I'll get it correct, okay? I also want to thank my colleagues, my principal colleagues as well for the confidence and for the trust that I'm going to go into this position and make a change. And so first want to start there. And I do want to thank the studio's staff along with Miss Leonard, our interim our interim principal. I have to get used to saying that too, so apologize for carrying on the mission of the school and for supporting the work at the school while this is taking its own shape and form. While that's happened, I went and visited each of the principals for a listen and learn session, and so I appreciate the principals for allowing that opportunity to take place. And so that took place in the first couple of weeks. I also took on the math. It was a math adoption. So we are in a math adoption year this year. So we surveyed the teachers, brought on board a committee, and then we are sending that committee out as well to Butte County Office of Education. And so I do want to thank the teachers who've put in their interest and their commitment in there. There were like 14 of them that came in onto the committee. There's also the science portion that I understand we were working on to also adopt, but there's more information to come on that one. So I want to thank also the teachers who showed interest and who participated in the survey. Aside from all of that, this work entails a lot of work that either is known or not yet known, or so I'm meeting with BCOE for DTA, for math adoption, for science, for dashboard, and participated in their BCOE math framework overview training. And that took place with Tim and Shelley from BCOE. I met with John and Edgar, both from Threshold and from West Ed, regarding math and also DIBELS implementation and the continued support for PLC in our work at the school site level. Aside from that, because of our status in DTA, I also was assigned a CCEE coach, Dr. Karen Valdez, who I've met, and I also participated in a meeting, a training session yesterday in Sacramento to learn more about the Professional Learning Network and all that all the schools and districts were participating in the similar capacity as us. Aside from all of that, I've been putting together inspect assessment, making sure the data is available to our team of principals and our teachers. The dashboard had come out already this last week, and so I've putting that together. I have been meeting with Shelley from BCOE as well, and there's a presentation that will be coming your way next month during the December board meeting. Aside from that, I've been working on CASP and attendance and just looking at aligning of all of the standards to what we currently have in our inspect, our CASP summative assessment, and looking at the indicators to help move our school district in the right direction. So it's been a busy 22 days so far, and I'm looking forward to the days after Thanksgiving as well as after Christmas break. Thank you.
Thank you. Holly?
I just want to thank the board from the SDO staff. They love seeing you guys come visit. So they're excited when you're there, and when I tell them and I put it on the calendar, hey, the board's coming. They do plan special things most of the time, so you guys see the interaction there. So they just wanted to really thank you for coming out and visiting.
Thank you so much. Okay, we'll now have comments by the public. At this time, the board will extend an invitation to interested parties who wish to speak on matters which are school-related. For those attending remotely who wish to comment, use the raise your hand button to be called on to speak. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes per person and 20 minutes per subject. Was there anybody that would like to speak?
Come
Okay,
on,
come on.
forward. And just like to remind everybody that during public comment, the board cannot answer questions or respond or anything like that. So thank you.
Thank you. My name is Amanda Lambert. It is my first time meeting 98% of you guys. I have a child who goes to Wyandotte Academy. She is almost 11 years old on Friday. And we recently had an incident with her and a staff member at the school. I was informed on November 3rd via the parent portal from her teacher that my daughter reported that a yard duty cafeteria duty supervisor forcibly grabbed her and threatened, "Don't play with me," over her not closing a carton of milk. My daughter is autistic, and so when the woman first, she calls her Miss Regina, when she first touched her shoulder, I'm assuming to get her attention, she turns away and says, "I have sensory issues, please don't touch me." That's then when she forcibly grabbed her shoulder and told her, "Don't play with her," and made her go close her carton of milk. Again, over closing a carton of milk. I've had multiple meetings with the principal. I've recently met with the superintendent as well. At the first meeting with the principal, I allowed my child to come in to speak her own words and allowed the principal access to ask whatever without me saying anything. Then I excused my daughter so that adults can have the conversation. I was told by her principal that she thinks that it could have been a cultural difference as to the grabbing and the saying the "don't play with me" when it comes to the student. But with all due respect, I honestly don't care what culture you are, anybody who's a parent, if somebody touches your child, there's no excuse, especially in that manner. So with getting what, in my opinion, seems like the runaround from the school after begging for transparency, being
32nd.
told to be that it would be transparent. It has not been. I have requested to the public to come forward with the sergeant who is now in charge of this case because we are pursuing criminal charges against this woman because she's still on campus. So I'm asking parents, teachers, anybody who knows of any information of a woman named Miss
Time.
Regina going after touching kids. My daughter's her third victim, and there's been proof of that.
Okay, we'll now move on. Thank you. We'll now move on to discussion session. Discussion regarding AB 1390.
All right, AB 1390 is the new assembly bill that changes the amount of money board members can make as far as compensation. You currently, as a board, make $240 a month for your service on the board. AB 1390 allows the board members to make up to, at this level of board, because every different size of board it's adjusted, up to $1,200 a month. I'm just bringing this information so you guys can discuss that amongst yourselves. I don't have any recommendation, but we wanted to bring that forward to you.
So my understanding on this, first of all, I make the observation that this is kind of not an updated policy. It references 1996, 97 year.
The old levels, are you talking about?
Any levels whatsoever.
So my understanding.
It says if you have a certain base level on 1996, 97, that you can increase it up 5% every single year. That was 20 years ago. So
My understanding is this hasn't been updated for that many years.
yeah,
And this assembly bill kind of updates it. updates the whole parameters of it. And how it was kind of built is based on the size of your LEA or your district. And the larger your district, the more compensation you may be entitled to. Our size of district, up
Right,
to.
and then there's the other point. It's a may be entitled to, and that's a board discretion.
And that's where I brought it to the board as a discussion item. One, and I wanted to, because this is brand new assembly bill, and so I wanted to bring it to your attention and allow you an opportunity, if you'd like, as a board to discuss it.
How is it brand new if it references 1996? I'm confused by that.
They've adjusted the amount of money you can make per month at your size of board. So it was for many, many years stuck at $240 a month for this level of LEA. And they've updated it so that now there are, I don't know if they've added tiers or anything, but looking at what was in the packet, the AB 1390, we're in,
Third tier, I think it's third or fourth.
yeah, we're on number 5, kind of on the second page.
Oh, okay.
It's on page what is denoted as page 3
Mhm.
and also page 95. So it's a district with 10,000 or less students, but more than 1,000. So this is updating the amounts of money that board members can make.
A ceiling.
It's a ceiling,
Right.
yes. If you recall, on this board, when I started, this board was uncompensated.
Mhm.
The board.
Which the only time I ever called in sick to a meeting
Um,
was the one I didn't, we voted on it.
and then you elected to go to the 240 a month, and now you can. We're not saying anything besides that. You now can go up to 1,200 a month.
Right. And my understanding is that, I mean, from my perspective, that this only creates a ceiling so that some board members are not being overcompensated. I'm not saying our district specifically. We've heard all the stories from all the other districts down south who administration wants to ingratiate themselves to their board members, and so they overcompensate them.
So this does definitely create ceilings and parameters. The numbers, the $240 a month piece was done in the 90s, right? And has not changed in the last, whatever, 30 years. So there hasn't been a change in compensation for board members on boards like ours since the 90s. So that's effectively what's happened. And it is a ceiling so that in certain LEAs of certain sizes can have certain maximum monthly compensation.
But there's no legal obligation for us to change anything that we have.
You have no obligation to change anything. You could change it to anything from $0 to $1,200 a month per the law. We're just updating you on what the law is and thought you guys would like to have an open session discussion about this.
Just for the record, I voted no. Even though I wasn't there.
Says,
And if there's no.
Their discussion.
There's no other discussion. Again, like Andrew said, we just wanted to bring it to your attention that this is new. If there's no interest in moving forward with this, then we can go to our next. That's
Okay.
essentially what we could do is, this is your opportunity because as a board, you're not able to, have a conversation all together about this. And so I wanted to give you an opportunity to just have an open conversation of, hey, this is something we can pursue. Hey, Spencer, will you look more into this? Hey, Spencer, can we look at, pay for benefits, whatever you might want me to do. Or, hey, Spencer, what are other LEAs doing? I can do all that and I can bring it back. And I may or may not, based on the recommendation of the board, bring it as an action item. My thing is, I just want to make sure that for the community that we're very open and transparent as we discuss this.
so can you check to see what everybody else is doing?
I certainly can do that.
I believe Chico Unified just moved to have their full maximum, or at least it was discussed on the news. I didn't go to the board meeting, but it was discussed on the news a couple of nights ago.
I think it was discussed, but it was going to be on their agenda and nothing had been decided.
So it's just
yet.
been discussed. So we could bring, if you wanted me to bring an agenda item for you guys to vote on formally, we could do that at any time.
If we just, oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
My 2 cents, I'd like. I think Orland's pretty good, I'll tell you. It's easy to sit on. I think it's gonna be Thursday. I know that the school board, and this is again, not just board, youth council happens all over the place, generally not a very popular seat to run. We need good citizens with mind and energy in these meetings to make decisions. I think there's far too many people right now in our country complaining and not enough people doing stuff. These are the places that it actually fit. I think, obviously, even if it was put up to, $1,200, that's not gonna make anything rich, but it might be enough to say, hey, look, this is work. We can, you can put some time. This is something would be adopted to many years or so. Something else might change. Is that correct?
For the future, that is correct. And I will let you know that the BCOE, the county office, what they elected to do at their meeting, I believe last week, was to put together a committee of the board, which means can only be two board members, and do kind of a study on this and bring back a recommendation to the rest of the board, and we can do that as well.
So do you want a committee or would you like us to just bring an option?
I have a question.
Yeah.
Actually, I have a couple. Where do the funds come from in the budget?
The general fund funds.
The general funds that also come, what else comes out of that general fund?
All of our general ed expenditures for education,
Like,
teacher salary, classified salary,
Special education.
part of special education. But generally, when you think about your core educational budget, this is what that would come out of. Because there isn't a special other place to pay for board member salary like there is sometimes for specific types of supplemental teaching or parts of special education. This would be from that core budget.
well,
Maybe
there's a
that's
limiting
piece of
factor
committee
in
last
that.
week I would have loved to see.
Technically, it was a cafeteria.
Yeah. But you get my point. My mind.
Right,
Lord knows the teacher.
but we're not,
Busting their.
we're just talking about the five of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it's just like.
Hands-on, right. So then what is the compensation per hour do you think that we would spend on average versus what would be optimal? That part.
And it's different
And I'm-
between all of us.
right.
We do, right, yeah.
So
I also have some
Oh.
concerns of my own too, just because I would like to see it just left how it is. I don't feel like it needs to be raised. A lot of the things that board members do, you're mandated to do some, but a lot are voluntary. And so I'm not sure raising a rate, is that going to encourage someone to do site visits or attend different events?
Mhm.
Those are all voluntary to do. I mean, board members, we try as much as we can to get what we can, but you're not
Yes.
mandated to do those things. So it's,
Doesn't make it mandatory. Actually,
Yeah.
it makes it mandatory.
it makes it mandatory to attend those.
Mandatory to attend,
Isn't-
these
I didn't read that.
meetings.
Well, these meetings, yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, the
And then
extra things. I
compensation.
mean, the site visits,
Right.
attending festivals or
That's not
concerts.
your commitment. If you're gonna be on a board, your commitment is to get involved and see what's going on out there. That's your commitment to. the
Well, I
board.
agree, but it's not
As much as we
mandated. And
can.
so you're not making someone do that.
Well, but the public needs to have a say in that. And we're the days. It's like, it's our
Exactly,
reputation.
exactly.
I know I thought. You know, and I think that incentivizing when you get new board members, because we're gonna be here eventually. We'll all be gone, and there'll be new people. Yeah, I'm looking at get people participating, not just the school, it's the city council meetings and all kinds of stuff that, you know, nobody here, Chamber of Commerce, would be right. Nobody in the audience. That's what I'm saying. My mind is like, less people complaining, more people here. You know, and I don't think, I don't know.
But one of the reasons why I wanted to vote no back in the day is because we'd be taking away from the people that are there every single day and the kids who need it the most.
Yeah, but again.
Oh, I would do this job for free.
What could we add?
So yeah, I'm
Might
not
be
sure if it
alone.
would be enough to.
Okay,
get someone to-
how about if you
Choices
See-
committee?
see what other schools have done?
Okay, I will go see what other districts have done. Anything else?
Because
You also have a comparison of what other commiserate boards, I don't mean school boards, I mean all boards, because I know that the city council makes $600 to $800 a month for a stipend plus 100% funded health insurance, which is about a $25 to $3,000 a month purchase. So it's, but I'm not comparing us to the city council or anything. I just know of that one. So I think it's, you know, if you're going to have people run for things and do things on these boards, then it should be something similar to what it is. I think 1,200 is, it's funny, but I don't think it's doable.
Yeah, I don't think it's.
But, you know, I also don't, I'm not objectionable, Spencer, to being, attracting people to have them receive a stipend that is commensurate to what other boards in the area make.
Don't want people just to be on the board, just to sit there and get, you know,
Right. And
that kind of
Yes, if you're not
and that would be
mandated,
my-
if you're not
then you're really
required to
getting-
attend things, then
well, that would be my fear at $1,200 is that would be
If
the
they're dating.
sole driving reason to be there is the $1,200.
it shouldn't be. I also know that Chico has 2 board meetings a month. I mean, so I think when you compare,
we
it's
used
different
to.
because maybe there's other things involved.
well, sometimes we have
Well, and that's
board
why,
settings too.
you know, they have two, but, and their threshold of maximum
Yeah.
amount is also larger because they have more items, bigger district, a lot more students. It's a K-12. So I will take that and report back out next board meeting.
Thank you. Thank you, Spencer. Okay, we'll now move on to presentations. Leaders to Watch Conference summary.
Did Andrew help you with this presentation? Is that what's going on here? No.
Can I say a few words?
Well, Lisa wasn't shoot.
Oh, we have to stay under 10 minutes.
What's that?
We have to stay under
Yeah.
10 minutes.
Yes,
Vince.
go for it. I was just gonna say, hey,
We
thank
gonna-
you all for sending and approving us to go in Tahoe, and then we went down to La Jolla as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so it's a great learning opportunity that the 4 of us participated in. And the hope is that by presenting and allowing us to go, that this will open way to all the other principals as well as the school and the district. So we're here to share a little bit of our journey and our experiences and our presentations.
And we were told to keep it under 10 minutes, so here we go.
Thank
I'm
you.
Lori Gaines, principal from Ishii Hills Middle School. Lauren Albert, assistant principal, Ishii Hills.
Yeah, and hi.
And Patricia is here with us as well. She's just not up presenting because she was unable to attend the presentation portion this last month in Lake Tahoe due to her job change. So we are here. First of all, we want to let you know one of the reasons that we chose to do this program was not only to become better leaders, but also to draw attention to our district. That we are leaders out there learning, and we are leaders out there learning how to affect change in more positive and more effective ways. So this to us was just another way to bring attention to OCESD. Come to our schools. We are leaders to watch. So the Leaders to Watch Academy, I don't know if you,
Yeah, they got it now.
okay. I don't know if you can see the presentation.
Oh,
We can see it right here. Oh, awesome. Okay, I was wondering where you were looking. Thank you. So the Leaders to Watch Academy is very much a transformational program. We've been in it for a full year now. It also involves monthly Zoom sessions on topics that leaders want to know about, from data to LCAP to building community, reaching out to your parents, getting students involved, every topic you can imagine that a leader would want to talk about. These are people from all over California, and on the Zoom sessions, people from other states as well. So we are in really good company. We also have a one-on-one coach who works with us throughout this process that we have personal one-on-one Zoom meetings with throughout the time. And at the end of the project, which we call a mini master's degree, we've presented, and mine was about 18 pages, an 18-page APA style paper, in addition to a presentation that we had to give in a large room in front of a bunch of people, which is what we're kind of talking about today. Oh, thank you. So this is, in a nutshell, it will go. It loads. And also everything is linked for you if later on you want to go back and look at each of our complete presentations and read each of our white papers, is what they're called, our papers that we wrote. So my focus was getting our students engaged in their learning, and how can we do that? Because if we boost their engagement and we boost their interest in what they're learning, we boost their achievement, and we also lower behavior issues. Many of you know, everybody calls me the Edge Protocols pusher in the district. I'm the one who's trying to get our teachers trained in this really innovative way to teach. And so that's what I focused on. And I presented data to the group that showed, thank you, the increase, if you see there in the gold, that is after the first year of implementing Edge Protocols in our ELA classrooms. That's our growth on the ELA scores for CAS. And up in the corner, the green bar graphs that you see there, that's our behaviors going down with the implementation of this highly engaging way to teach students that incorporates the 4 C's: community, collaboration, critical thinking, and creativity. The program, the Leaders to Watch program, has us looking at vision casting, instructional leadership, change leadership, executive presence, and data-driven decisions. And we have to prove how we did these things on our campuses, in our papers, and in our PowerPoint presentations that we give during the big conference that we just attended.
All right. So my project, sorry, tapped too many buttons. It was loading. When we have the video clips on there, they take longer to load on the thing we're looking at. But anyways, I focused on waterfall coaching and also PBS implementation. So we were trying to solve the same problem at issue, which was a high number of negative student behaviors and more engagement in the classroom. But we did it in our own lanes. So I went with coaching, and waterfall coaching was something that JP from Threshold brought to our school. And so I have different teachers that I go and actually coach and then observe for a little 15-minute blocks and talk about whatever they were coached on. And we debrief and figure out if they need to repeat that focus area or if we can move on to the next one. And they're really simple things that we get a big bang for our buck when we go in and actually coach our teachers on improvements. And the second piece was fully implementing PBIS, because that's where we're focusing on rewarding students for the positive behaviors. And by, go for it. Anyways, making effective change. So like this one is the the pendulum there. The idea is that we're less responding to negative behavior and more prevention through what we do as staff really impacts all students of all grades, but especially middle schoolers. What we do as the staff really impacts how they're going to be involved in your lesson and in their learning experience. So I put some of our SWIFT's data in my project to show that our number one issue was actually in the classroom. It was defiance, physical aggression, and disruption. And so one of the teachers that I was coaching in the first year, he had 52 referrals in the first quarter. And then after the second year, after doing this project and coaching him through a few things, he had 13 referrals for a whole quarter. So that is the focus of my project.
All right. So mine was more on math and strategic curriculum alignment. Can you hear me okay? I think it's, yes, thank you. So it's more on math, strategic alignment, curriculum, support, and instructional leadership to support our school. And I worked specifically with the math sixth grade team last school year. And so then what we did was we looked at the Smarter Balanced Blueprint because that's ultimately what helped us gauge the CASP summative assessment. And from there, then we aligned what was more heavily tested and moved those standards up to the top. That was what my project was on. And of course, the blueprint aligned with the CASP at the end of the year, along with the inspect benchmark assessments. That's what I was targeting my project on. And so that's okay. All right. So anyways, one of the things that we were working on in our district is to improve achievement scores. And we thought start with math, and it's going to go over to ELA. And so we have to help our teachers identify those standards that make sense. And if they're teaching those standards that are highly tested, and we test those standards that are highly tested, then the kids should ideally make gains and make progress. And so that occurred in the presentation itself. It shows the movement from the data that the sixth grade team did move forward in decreasing the amount of kids way at the bottom of not meeting standards to nearly meeting standards to increasing an amount of kids meeting standards. The overall takeaway from this is we have to create an urgency and a desire to make sure that everything that we do is aligned. And in my project, it talks about the alignment of just CASP, inspect assessment, teaching and learning experiences, so that those data that come back to us can be used in the continuous improvement cycle through the PLC model to give teachers the opportunity to reflect, to recalibrate, to redesign if needed, to move forward. And so as a result of the presentation at the Leaders to Watch, there were people that asked for copies of things that were done, particularly like the math alignment tool that was taking place, scope and sequence that we did to make sure that these heavily targeted standards were used, and other schools and other districts wanted those things as well. So I wanted to take the opportunity again probably on behalf of all of us to thank you because we're not quite done yet. Yes, but I do want to let you know that we were already thinking about sending another group of our teachers, our principals, to participate in this. And so I will leave it at that. And we all each got one of these things that we can share. And we all each got a certificate that coins that, yeah, you participated, your project did meet the capstone project criterias. And we were awarded and recognized as part of Oroville City Elementary School District.
Do your.
You went a little bit out of order.
I'll show you the pictures. There we are.
I did want to go back though for a minute so that you can see that you have access to our papers here. So all three of our papers that we wrote, research-based APA style papers, backing up our data, and it's each one is linked for you if you'd like to read those.
Where?
So go back for me.
Does
please.
Andrew, can you share our presentation through email or do we email it out ourselves?
It's not,
You can.
I figured it was on their board. No.
No.
Go back though, so I can show them.
Yeah, it's.
So if you click on my actual picture, of my paper, which is in the middle, or Lauren's capstone project, it will take you right to it. Vince's is where it says link to Vince's white paper. It's underlined. So if you click on those, it'll take you to his paper. Okay. Now.
Okay. We're almost done here. So where do we go from here? So like you said, elementary school principals can do the same thing. We just happen to be working through what's called the California League of Middle Schools, but they also have the California League of Elementary Schools. And so they can do a similar experience. But the next thing for, at least for the ISHE site, is to look into schools to watch. So you can become recognized as a school to watch. But it is like, let me show you this right here. If you've ever heard of WASC for high schools, it's pretty in-depth, but we have that through this Leaders to Watch program, the Schools to Watch portion. And this is just one page to show you an example. Yeah, tiny snippet of, what is it, 20 pages of a checklist you have to go through with your site to meet the criteria to become a Schools to Watch. So step one for us is going back to our staff and just asking if there's an interest, because this will take the whole staff to get this title. So
Site visits.
right, they have site visits, they come out and see what you've been doing, that you're actually meeting the expectations that you, because you're self-rating and you turn it in, and then they'll come out and check that you're actually doing what you say you're doing. And then you become one of the California Schools to Watch. Okay, there's our cute pictures. And then we just wanted to say thank you to the board, to Spencer, or to Dr. Holtum, sorry, for allowing us to, recommending this experience, because I didn't know it was available to me. So the fact that we got to participate and grew so much from this was pretty awesome. And then that our staff now, we're having a better experience on our sites because of what we've done. And the whole idea of this project isn't that you do a project and you're done, you go home and sit down. We think of a new project this year and we do something else to continue improvement at our sites. Also, Lori and I have been asked to present our EDGE protocols and waterfall coaching presentations at one of the conferences they have coming up in Long Beach. It's the annual California League of Middle Schools conference. So what we went to was specifically the Leaders to Watch Academy, but the group that puts it on is asking if we can go and present to a broader audience. So that's a pretty cool recognition that we were the ones that got asked to carry our work forward. And any questions? That's it. Thank you.
So thank you very much. And just.
Great job.
Just
Well
wanna
done.
Let our board know that they're doing an excellent job in, the continued growth in our middle schools. Next month, Vince will be talking about our latest and greatest dashboard scores. And we look forward to hearing from that. But we had a lot of nice growth to share with you next month. And our schools are doing a terrific job with our focus on literacy and math.
Thank you. That was a great presentation. We appreciate all the hard work and thank you for bringing it back and implementing in your schools and just not leaving it where you left it in the classroom. So thank you so much. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move on to action session. Public comments on action items. The board will extend invitation to interested parties who wish to speak on items that are listed on the agenda. For those attending remotely who wish to comment, use the raise your hand button to be called on to speak. The Brown Act does not allow the governing board to discuss or take action on any item that is not posted on that's not on the opposed agenda. Comments will be, I'm sorry. Is there anybody with their hand raised?
No, there's not.
Okay, thank you. Is there anybody here that would like to comment? Okay, thank you. We'll now move on to the consent agenda. Okay, looking on to the consent agenda, do we have a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I have a question.
Okay. Go ahead.
On the consultant agreement for Ophir Elementary, it says that the contact information is for Kim Felder.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did notice that.
Okay.
We will amend that. Obviously, that's just a technical piece, but yes, Kim is retired and Christy Reyes is our new person. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it was like a cover sheet and I did explain, talk to Christy about it. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstain? Passed with 5 yes votes. New business, adopt board policy 5141.27, food allergies, special dietary needs.
Okay, thank you, members of the board. We have one of our school nurses, Miss Catherine Lewis, here to present to the board. And she just brought this to my attention as we're always looking to become more and more up to date. And so Catherine, take it away.
Hi. It is really important for us to remain compliant and to make sure that we are keeping current with a lot of the trends that are going along with student health. And one thing that has been happening is more and more children, more and more adults are being diagnosed with food allergies. And in our district, it is not any different. What we plan to do by adopting this policy is to ensure the health and wellness of each child on our campus. Interesting points to note that number one, 20% of the country has food allergies that are diagnosed. However, 25% of those who have anaphylactic reactions, which is a severe allergic reaction, have no history of food allergies. What this policy will do will put practices in place in our schools that will assure that our students and our staff are safe by allowing us to have access to epinephrine delivery systems and to have the staff trained to know what to do if somebody is struggling and has suspected anaphylaxis. Any questions?
Okay, so this is an action item. Does the board have any comments or questions? Okay. Can I get a motion, please?
Make a motion, we approve the item as presented.
Can I get a second?
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstain? Pass with 5 yes votes. Okay, I'm going to move on to student placement agreement, California State University, Sacramento.
Thank you. So we have 3 of these items on the board agenda. This first one is a student placement agreement, basically an agreement with California State University, Sacramento for a student teacher to be in our district.
Okay, that's not an action item, so we can just go ahead and move on to memorandum of understanding, OETA.
It does show it's an action item.
Oh, it's an action, but there's no, I'm sorry, because there's
Yeah,
no.
go ahead and ask for a motion.
Can I get a motion, please?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second? All those in favor? Any noes? Any abstain? Pass with 5 yes votes. Okay, move on to memorandum of understanding with OETA.
It is recommended that the MOU with OETA for the ESN Level 2 program salary schedule and years of service credit be approved. In weeks or months past, we've talked about this. This was a negotiated item that went through the process, CFIRE process with OETA. And this new level of teacher is a special education teacher that is going to be working with our most intensive needs students. A lot of these students have been in very intensive programs, either on the county level or a non-public school, and require a great deal of expertise and experience. And they also deal with our most intensive kids. And when I say most intensive, dangerous, at times violent. And in order to be able to retain and recruit, we have asked the board to adopt a new salary schedule.
Does the board have any questions or comments? Can I get a motion to approve? Can I get a second? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any noes? Abstain? Passed with 5 yes votes. Student Placement Agreement, Los Angeles Pacific University.
Okay, so will be a supervised teacher internship agreement with Los Angeles Pacific University, effective November 1. And again, this is a teacher working in our district, in our classrooms, as a supervised teacher.
Does the board have any questions or comments? Can I get a motion?
So moved.
Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Abstain? Passed with 5 yes votes. Going to move on to Memorandum of Understanding, Concordia University.
Again, this is along the same lines of just when we work with all these new universities, we have to have an agreement with them for student teachers, and this is the same.
Thank you. Can I get a motion, please?
Make a motion.
Second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
No. Any abstain? Passed with 5 yes votes. Approval, SELPA CAC Representative Applicant.
So this motion is an application for one of our parents of one of our special education students. The CAC is ran by our SELPA. They put on the awards ceremony that we went to last year. President Torres and I attended last year. We meet as a group. We just wanted more representation for Orgo. We currently only have one parent on the committee, so we wanted to reach out to our parents and our special education teachers and ask for recommendations. And this is one of the parents that was interested in joining the committee.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so can I get a motion to approve the application? Can I get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Noes? Any abstain? Passed with 5 yes votes. Remove fiscal year 2025,
Review.
Review fiscal year 2025-26 Williams Settlement Monitoring Report.
I would like to remove Williams forever, but no, I'm just kidding.
I know, right?
Williams
I think that was just wishful
and
thinking.
Dan.
Yeah.
Oh, I have a question about the report. Why do we have so many holes in walls and stuff and tiles that are messed up? And, especially at the beginning of the year, it seems like that would be, that's when the place would be shining, and yet we still have holes in the walls.
So that's exactly why we asked Carlos, our Director of Maintenance and Operations, to come and address that tonight.
Because I'm sure there's a good reason. I'm curious more than anything.
Trying to find one.
Certainly, and doing the Williams report, the FIT report. There are, if you were there on the tour, and I welcome anybody, I don't know who can be invited, but a lot of what were holes were pinholes from, the
Posters and stuff.
posters, the tiles. We did I think a really good job of replacing most of them, and a lot of it was due to some previous leaks. And again, I'm coming in July, so I'm trying to catch up and hopefully get to meet and do more things with you guys in the future. But so we went through as much as we could and got everything that we could. There was some indications of past leaks that got new roofs that went in, and I would say 90% of what we see on this report have been repaired. And so, again, it's a matter of perspective, I guess, of what size of holes we're talking about.
Thank you for clarifying that, because just as a reader reading it, you're
Oh,
reading
no.
this and it's like, man, why is there so many holes in the walls? I mean,
Yeah, I agree. And there's one incident there of a hazardous hole in a wall. Well, it's a table that's used in one of the schools where they use the paper cutter, and it hits against the wall and it rubs
Right.
so it's a little bit
Not
of
really, yeah.
perspective there. Yeah,
Gotcha. Thank you.
you're welcome. Is there anything else?
Well, and we'd like to thank Carlos and his maintenance staff. They do a great job. And again, one of the things that they do is, as we're doing those visits and as they're identifying certain things, Carlos has some of his staff right behind us, fixing things that we can do right there on site. And some of it is pretty easy and rudimentary, and others not as much. But like he says, a great deal of this has already been taken care of.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, there's no action required, so we're going to go ahead and move on to business and finance. Approved memorandum of understanding with the Orville Elementary Teachers Association Retirement Incentive.
So we met with our OETA regarding retirement incentive this year. Looking at next year, we know we need to reduce some teaching positions as our enrollment continues to decline and as we make adjustments to our schedules. So we asked that OETA help us draft a retirement early tell. We've done this before for many years. One of the contributions from the process from the OETA team had to do with let's try not only for $2,500 for people who are resigning due to retirement, but a $1,500 for people who are resigning not due to retirement. The goal of this particular tool is to get as many secured people who are leaving at the end of the year, so we can avoid having to go through the layoff process, which is not a great process for anybody. The way this works is we get an irrevocable letter of resignation in January. Layoff process starts in February. It has to be done by March. So this is timing is good, but I was happy with the result. I thought that seeing how this $1,500 for the resignation, not for retirement, might help kind of bolster that number, and I think it will get us over the edge as far as not having to go into the layoff process.
And just so the board knows, we're not looking at major numbers. If all of our teacher staffs stayed in put, we would be only looking at a couple layoffs. But by doing this, we typically have 2 or 3 teachers or sometimes more that retire. And we also have usually 1 or 2 teachers that know in advance that maybe their spouse got transferred and they're just teaching, for the rest of the year, and they know that they won't be back next year, and it just, again, just helps us. So that's the type of scenario that we're looking at. But this, like Andrew said, helps us avoid any type of layoff.
And as far as the amount of money goes, this compared to other types of retirement incentives is incredibly affordable. It gets directly at the question as opposed to some of the other retirement incentive programs that are very expensive.
Thank you. Does the board have any questions or comments? Can I get a motion to approve, please?
Make a motion.
I get a second?
I'll second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstain? Okay, pass with 5 yes votes. Personnel, approve request for provisional internship permit, Matheson.
So Brendan is our PE coach at the studios at Central. He has just finished up his credential and is still waiting to pass a couple of the credentialing tests. But in the meantime, we are requesting a provisional permit that we have applied through the county so that he can finish out the year as our PE coach, and then we'll give him time to fully complete his credential and be fully credentialed for next school year.
Okay. Does the board have any questions or comments? Okay, can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make a motion, we approve.
I get a second?
Second.
Those in favor?
Aye.
Any noes? Any abstain? Pass with 5 yes votes. And we'll go ahead and adjourn the meeting at 6:13. Thank you, everyone, for attending.
Yes, and if there's any conflict.